Up next, we have David Bedell, who is running for state senate for District 34. He's also going to discuss write-in campaigns as well.
Yes, I'm not going to talk a lot about my campaign for state senate. I have in the past run for office, gotten on the ballot, gotten into candidate forums, and gotten some media coverage. This year, I'm running a low-key campaign as a write-in candidate for the state senate district, which is being vacated by Len Fasano, who is the leader of the Connecticut Senate Republicans. It's an open seat, and the Democrats decided to endorse a mainstream Democrat and turned down the more progressive Democrat who was trying to run for that seat. So I decided it was a good time just to provide an alternative. So what I'd really like to talk about is the ways of increasing participation in the electoral process by running more candidates. We have a fine crop of candidates this year. I've enjoyed hearing all of you tonight. And I would encourage you, as you're out on the campaign trail, to, as you meet people and you set an example of running as an alternative independent candidate, that you urge others to do the same. If you meet people who you think could well represent the Green Party, you might encourage them to run next year or even to register Green and run as a write-in candidate this year. If you meet people who are of other parties, even independents, Democrats, Republicans, we need more candidates running. We need more alternatives to the entrenched Republicans, the entrenched Democrats who are holding political power nowadays. So the deadline, obviously, for petitioning, we all know has passed, but the deadline for write-in candidates continues until October 20, is the last chance to register as a write-in candidate. And I would like to just share my screen as I explain a couple things here. Let's see if I can do this. All right. The Secretary of the State's website has now put up sample ballots for all of the towns and a list of all the candidates running on the ballot in the November election. So I encourage you to check your town ballot. If you're a candidate, make sure that you're on the ballot in your town or the towns within your district. And also look for other opportunities. All right, I take, for example, the town, there are 9 towns where the registrar of voters line has only 1 or no candidates on the ballot. Here, for example, is Franklin, Connecticut, a small town in eastern Connecticut. And you can see the column for registrar of voters is blank. Now, in some cases, this is because a small town can't find a candidate to run. In other cases, it has to do with missing the paperwork. As I think it was Brian pointed out, the Democrats and Republicans don't have to bother putting someone on the ballot because they can appoint someone after Election Day. They're guaranteed a position if they have a candidate. However, this presents an opportunity if someone in a town like Franklin registers as a write-in candidate and perhaps get 1 vote, a handful of votes, they will be elected as one of the registrars, in addition to the Democrat and Republican. All right, they won't get their name on the ballot like Hawkins and Walker did or Cassandra did in this town, but people can write in the name at the bottom line for write-in votes, and they can get elected. So right now, it's the towns of Franklin, Haddam, Killingly, Morris, North Canaan, Roxbury, Southington, Sterling, and Union have not filled both party lines for registrar. So any of these, you can see here, one party nominated a candidate to get on the ballot, but the Democrats left it blank. You might also look for, many of these towns have only one party running for state senator or state representative. A write-in candidate can at least provide an alternative and perhaps get some of the votes of people who didn't want to vote with the other party's candidate. All right, and besides register of voters or other write-in opportunities, it's also possible to run for get appointed as justice of the peace. And that is possibility in all the towns. And I believe, I know Rana found a form, an application form. This is a standard one. I did not find it on the Secretary of the State's website, but we can make it available if you ask Rana. It's a very simple form. You just fill it in, submit it to your town clerk, and there's a good chance if you're green or unaffiliated that you can get one of the open seats for Justice of the Peace. The write-in is also very simple. It's just one page. You fill it out. You send it to the Secretary of State by October 20, and then anyone who writes in your name, the votes will be counted. All right, so I hope we'll add a few more candidates before October 20. And I am the webmaster for the Connecticut Green Party website. And if we have more candidates, I will put them on the website so that at least people can find out if there is a candidate running in their town. All right, well, thank you very much. And I'll turn this back to the moderators.